Hello everyone, I am here for a flip through of, I'm just gonna make a little mark right here, flip through of this Grungy reused World Book Encyclopedia journal. So I have some tutorials on my channel of some of the process that I went through to make this. It is an antique Grungy World Book Encyclopedia cover. That has had the pages removed, although I have used a few of the original pages in it. The spine has been reinforced with Tyvek and some file folder, and then it has a floating spine. It's got two signatures with a floating spine, and it's got this kind of interesting faux antique closure with these vegan leather. Oops, this one's coming apart. Not coming apart, but it's just not holding. Vegan, don't know why it's doing that. Fabric paper bands to close it. And I did show how I made this. So let's look inside. So to open it, you open the latches, and then this opens up. And it folds quite flat. Okay, let me just check my position here. Okay, so on both ends I have some coffee dyed lace, and on both sides it is a pocket. And in here I have, this is a piece of music paper that's from a digital from Roxy Creations, and it's on like a cotton paper. But what I have in here are some of the original pages that you can use for collage. I have folded them, and they did crack when I folded that one, actually on both of them. So they're fairly delicate. So they are for collaging. So both of the signatures have one of the fly sheets that I've glued down to coffee dyed file folder. So this is actually pretty sturdy. They're reinforced at the spine, and it is a floating spine. So these are sewn into this stained, distressed muslin that has some sewing on it, and they are sewn in with the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So I have included a flat pen. I do have a tutorial on my channel on how I make these flat pens. It's just called Flat Pen Tutorial. So if you search for Flat Pen Tutorial, it will come up. And so this has a paper clip built in, and it just slides over wherever you want it to go. So I did a bunch of jelly plate printing on this one, and I've used it throughout. This is a little cluster I made. This is a die cut flower with a distressed brad. This little tag is on corrugated cardboard, and it is from Tracy Fox's new kit. And that little tag is just something that I have. I have a bunch of those. Here is a collaged book page that's sewn, and I have some metallic thread behind this butterfly, and all the sentiments that I've used in here come from Barbara at 49 Dragonflies, and these are her fairy sentiments. And the collage is just inked and jelly printed pages that I've torn and used for collage. This is a gessoed anti-dyed packaging paper. This is crinkly baking paper that's been sewn to a digital. This is a Tracy Fox digital, an older one that I had hanging around, and I have sewn into the center a skeleton leaf. This is just grid paper. This is on packaging paper. It's that jelly plate that I did. This is one of the original pages from the World Book Encyclopedia. So I've used some corrugated cardboard in here to make pockets and things. And when I inked it, the backing of that corrugated cardboard fell off. And this is what happened. This is what left behind. And I had these nice lines that I thought, oh, you could write on that. So I've just glued that backing down to that page. This is bubble dyed cardstock. I think I did this one on camera. I think that's in my tutorials list. Here's an envelope that I have that is made from that jelly printed book page, and it is just paper clipped on there, and it's got some inked tracing paper. Oh, that's the button. That's the back of the button. And these are the leftover sentiments in there. But isn't that cute? I used Tim Holtz die cut and some inked tracing paper behind it, sewed that on before I sold it into the envelope shape. So that paper clips on there. And that's just a little cluster I made. There's jelly plated packaging, another one of those original papers, some inked paper. This is jelly plated packaging that I have collaged a giant die cut butterfly on, and that has some ink of gold on it as well. This is a stencil that I use some of this distress translucent crackle paste with some copper acrylic paint, and there's some gold paint on there as well, and black gesso. This is the center of this signature, and I just love how that came out. Here you can see the 5-hole pamphlet stitch, but this is a jelly printed page on to straw paper, and I just the paper that I used was all wrinkly, and that's what you see in here. I just love that. Love that page. I didn't want to cover it up with anything. And these are all the back sides. Here's the other side of that one. This is the die cut that I used for jelly plate printing, and then I just use it. It has all kinds of layers of paint on it. And here's one of those pockets that I was talking about. So this is just a corrugated cardboard packaging pocket that I've used all kinds of inks and some of that distress paint on. And it has a collaged journaling card, book page journaling card with some inked tracing paper on the back. So the idea of these journals was really to leave as much to the purchaser as possible for both writing and collaging and doing your own art. So there are some embellishments, but I kept the embellishments pretty slim. This is a collaged book page tag with some stamping and some washi. And this is the other part of, these are two pieces of the same jelly plated book page. Nice thick book page. And there are lace on the sides of the signatures. So here's the second signature. You can see there's a lot of room in here for chunkiness and growth. This is a jelly plated pocket, and you can kind of see, excuse me, the outline of that butterfly that I was trying to get the image of. They came in as very ghostly images. And these circles are this large, bubble wrap I used. This is a lace collage. There's some jelly printed paper in the background. It has a sentiment and a fabric butterfly, as well as a this is not actually plastic. This is the what was it called? Just flew out of my head. This is the material that was the precursor to plastic, and this came out of an old high school that they were tearing down, and these were like lab. It was from the lab room. They had the keys for the lab desks attached to them. I'll think of it in a minute. And that has a topper. Here's another die cut butterfly collage. And this is that painter's paper that's been glued to the back of a piece of jelly printed page that was thin. And this one has some very faint jelly plated leaves. Another gessoed page with inks and powders. The original page. Here's another one of those backings to the corrugated cardboard. Here's another envelope that is made from jelly printed book page with some die cuts. It has collage paper in the back, and then but on the back of the leaves there, it has some alcohol inked tracing paper. And I think this one just has little bits and pieces left over of some of the collage fodder. And just paper clips to here, and I have a couple little clusters on the front of this. Another jelly plated page. These papers are actually really pretty delicate. You have to be careful turning them. Some more of those inked papers. Another one of those translucent crackle stuff. This one I've just rubbed. I didn't paint it. It's just was translucent, but I rubbed it with oh goodness, what's it called? My brain. This stuff. Gilder's wax. And then here is the center packaging paper. And there's different kinds of bubble wraps and stencils and wrinkles. Very grungy. That was the goal. The grungy arty journal for someone else to art up. Other side of that. And we're coming to another pocket. And in that you can see, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but it's got a really nice kind of aged, crackly, varnishy look to it. And here's a little journaling card with some little teeny tiny dragons. These little teeny tiny dragonflies are from the Digital Collage Club. That pops in there. Some more of that gessoed paper and grid paper, and that one. Oh, and this butterfly is a tuck, and it has a little map tag that slides right in there as a tuck. And this tuck has a die cut butterfly and some bits. It has a collaged book page journaling card and a collaged book page with gesso on the back of that one. Dragonfly tag. And that takes us to the back, and inside the back lace pocket is an envelope with extras and leftovers and bits and pieces that whoever gets this can use, along with a teeny tiny envelope that has extras. And that just goes in there, and that folds down and I guess I should get tucked in that way. And that is my grungy altered World Book Encyclopedia journal that I will be listing shortly on Etsy. Yeah, please check out that flat pen tutorial, and if you could, click like and subscribe. Thanks so much for stopping by. Stay safe. Bye-bye.